I sent Josh this shit that I saw yesterday. The mixtape Mount Rushmore that my mixtapes posted on Twitter. Gucci, Wayne, Currency, and Future. His name is Curtis Jackson, and he deserves a lot more respect. The way people say we have New York bias, the South has bias.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
That might be worse than our New York bias.
Everybody has bias.
I am not saying...
Let's just stop acting like everybody, no matter where you're from, what part of the fucking globe you're from, you have a bias to the city that you grew up in, to the region that you come from. That's just a natural thing.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
But these four gentlemen have done a lot for mixtapes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But to not have... Maybe they're saying that there should just be a whole different statue for 50 Cent. Like these guys can have their, together, but Fifth will get his own mountain. Is that maybe what they're saying?
I don't know, because while 50 does have an amazing mixtape catalog, I don't know, maybe because he became such a big mainstream artist that they don't want to kind of put him on the mixtape Mount Rushmore. I'm
not saying these guys wouldn't have done their mixtapes if it wasn't for 50 Cent. But what I'm saying is these guys wouldn't have done their mixtapes if it wasn't for 50 Cent.
I understand it.
You dragging it. And the crazy thing is you bringing up 50 Cent like Fabulous don't exist.
Fab's another one who could be up there for sure.
Like you went to 50. Like that's the first person I thought about that's missing is Fab.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at Fab being on Mount Rushmore. I'm saying that the person that...
Fab might have the greatest mixtape series.
I know. That's why I'm just sitting up there like, what are we talking about?
Fab might be the greatest mixtape artist. He might be. Like I'm looking at Wayne. Wayne has an amazing mixtape catalog.
Wayne probably has the best one.
I think I'm going Fab.
We always have this. I don't know if Wayne has a better mixtape catalog.
I forgot. Now we're rehashing an argument we had during COVID. Yeah, and then we went to prove it.
Bro, I don't know if Wayne does, man. I'm sorry.
He does.
I'm sorry. I don't know that, man.
He does.
Fab has it. Because Summertime Shootout is a mixtape series, correct?
Incredible.
There is no competition in Soul Tape. Soul Tape alone is better than all these niggas mixtapes. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know, man.
I'm not gonna lie.
Man.
I did prove this. It's like documented. You could go on YouTube and go on the internet and watch me and Maul have this debate in real time with music.
He loved that performance. He really think he did his big one.
I did.
I didn't watch it. I wasn't really fucking with y'all back then, though. I'm gonna go look at it, though.
All right. No.
No, please don't pull it up.
No, we can pull it up. Look at the comments.
Look at the comments.
He one of those. Look at the comments.
He one of those.
Look at the comments. Look at the comments.
Who?
4 years ago. Jesus Christ, we're getting old.
This is actually very funny.
All right, let me see here, because this is just a lot of Wayne fans in here. Someone said Maul's on LimeWire is hilarious. Once Rory dropped Something You Forgot by Wayne, battle was over. This was impossible to ask. Shout out to Maul for trying.
Fab has a better mixtape series than Wayne.
Yeah.
Listen, if you guys
y'all know I love Wayne. No Ceilings is my favorite Wayne mixtape series.
Peach, chop this up for a clip. Leave me out of it and just let them get cooked in the comments. This will just be one of those that we already know is gonna happen.
Okay. We have a majority New York fan base though, right?
That would also say that Wayne is the best mixtape artist of all time.
Okay.
And I don't even think it's close. The Drought series alone clears everything. Everything Drama and Wayne did is better than Wayne's album catalog.
For sure, it is.
No, that's a fact. You're saying something right there. That's a fact.
Yo, Maul been saying that.
First of all, I would say Fab's mixtape catalog is better than his album.
Than his albums too.
There's a lot of artists that are that way, especially from that era. They were putting better shit on there. But I'm saying they wouldn't even approach those mixtapes the way they did if 50 didn't do it as an artist. At that point, Fab was on Clue tapes. Everyone was on DJ's mixtapes. 50 did projects by himself that was rapping on the hottest beats out, the biggest records on the radio, and remixing them. That's what all these four guys up here have done on mixtapes. And 50 was the one to do that first.
You know what kills me with Rory? I stood next to him at a Wayne show at the Apollo.
Why you keep bringing this up?
He was not amused, enthused, or whatever you want to say at all. Yeah, he wasn't moved at all.
But that's not fair, because I've been to a Summer Walker show and I wasn't moved at all. But put that shit on in my car and I'm singing like till the cows come home. He just wasn't impressed by the performance. Doesn't mean that he wasn't impressed by the songs.
No, it wasn't the performance. It was the set list. Because he even said, he's like, yeah, that set list was kind of. He said it after the show.
But Fab, like one of my biggest
I didn't want to hear Prom Queen. Like he picked songs I didn't care to hear.
That was my same complaint with Fab's verses. I hated his set list. I hated his set list for his verses.
And what do you? Oh, he went to Jada. Yeah.
The fucking king of verses. And I think, we knew going into that was a little unfair just of everything that Kiss has with the locks. But yeah, Fab he picked bad records. Like, it was just
like, why am I listening to Ball Drop? Get that shit out of here. What are we doing? But I don't know whether it was, because at that time, they were probably dealing with licensing issues. When you're playing mixtape songs, you got all these other people that are credited on it. I don't think you can play that.
There was licensing issues?
Nah, because a lot of people didn't own their catalogs. I'm sure that came up eventually, but no, I don't think it was that. I think Fab is just so used to like being booked for gigs at clubs and shit. That's the type of stuff they want to hear, and that's not what Versus wants. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like that's also why Dipset lost. Like
yeah, for sure.
They were going through shit that this sounds like you're doing a club hosting right now. That's not what we're here for. Like we're here for your real catalog. So that's where I think Fab fucked up. So all right, you guys would replace who for Fab on here?
I'm not saying South won't kill me.
They're all from the South.
Me personally, just the one what I listen to, I probably would take Gucci off and put Fab there. I listen to a lot of Currency. Listen to Future. But again, I'm from the East Coast. I'm from up north, so that's just my bias, my New York bias.
Yeah, shit. You could even, if we're just doing the South, could slide Jeezy over there. I was more of a Jeezy fan than I was a Gucci fan, and I know all of our Southern listeners are going to kill me for that, but we were just up here and we listened to Jeezy. Like, we relate to Gucci. We don't appreciate Gucci the way y'all do because we weren't there. Same way y'all probably don't appreciate Fab the way we do. But I'd put Jeezy's mixtapes over Gucci's, which I know is blasphemous to say if you're from Atlanta. But
another person that don't get their mixtape respect is Rick Ross.
You took the words out of my mouth.
He don't get his mixtape respect.
Which was the one?
Albert Anastasia?
Rick Ross mixtapes. This is what we're doing today because everyone is tired and hungover. We're just gonna go through mixtape shit. Was it Black Market? Which was the one that had like Rich Forever? That's a classic album.
Yeah.
There's not a skip on Rich Forever. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Ross don't get his mixtape. He don't get his mixtape credit.
He also did like the revolutionary shit. He made the mixtape the street record. Remember when like rappers would try the street record with Mix Show to see if it'd work as a single? Mm-hmm. All of Ross's like best records were on mixtapes, and then he put them on the album because they worked. Like it was testing the waters. I even feel like BMF was on a mixtape before it ended up on Teflon Don. That's what he would do. It would literally be an experiment.
Yeah, whatever stuff.
Like the fans would pick the best records and be like, all right, I'll make 3 more and that's an album.
Which is not a bad idea.
It's a perfect idea.
Yeah.
Especially when, the average consumer only really gets the album. They don't search for the mixtape. Mm-hmm. So to them, it was like the greatest hits at that point. Yeah, Ross should be up there.
Definitely.
I'm still mad that y'all are not giving 50 his flowers for revolutionizing the mixtape.
Yeah, arms crossed and everything.
Because if not, like, all right, dog, it would just be DJ still. That's all.
Rory over there pouting. Your arms crossed and shit. Like, you pissed off for real.
No, Rory Mal.
Hey, Pod, I want to thank you guys for the content each week. I always enjoy tapping in with y'all. So I wish this could be a conversation I could have with y'all, but I want to talk about the latest generation of hip-hop artists, specifically the ones that come after the Travis Scott and Young Thug class, who are also on a mainstream level. I feel like we've seen a lot of promising artists at one point or another from this lit generation. They've had a hot song or a hot moment, but we haven't really seen anyone go on a 3 or 5 year run, in that amount of time. And so I'm talking about the artists like Roddy Ricch, DaBaby, Lil Baby, Lil TJ, Young Blue, Polo G, Young Moneybagg Yo, Saweetie, 42 Doug, Lil Tecca, Fabio. You know, a lot of those guys. And I think there's another group like Kodak Black, Lil Uzi, Yachty, and Jack Harlow, where they've had mainstream success. They're still putting out music. They're still active. They're not really kind of competing at that upper echelon level. And I think that speaks to like a larger thing where we don't really see any of these artists wanting that top spot. No one is really going for the throne as previous generations had. I think there are artists who have shown like a lot of staying power, like 21 Savage, Meg, Lotto, Glorilla, and Doja. And I think in several more years, if they continue their trajectory, they'll definitely be cemented for their era. But just want to have a conversation with y'all. What you think? You know, it's been hard for like a lot of these artists to kind of.
I mean, we've been having this conversation, I feel like, for years. I'll humbly say, I think I was the first podcaster to bring this up. Well, as much as I like Lil Baby, everyone was like, he's the next one. We have not seen a rap superstar since Drake, Kendrick Cole. We've had great artists, but they've never even remotely come close to the superstar role the way those guys have. I mean, I think Future, Nicki, Travis, all great examples, but this new generation, there's no star. There isn't. There just simply is not a new star.
But we know why, though. Like, we've had this talk years ago, and I told you years ago, it's easier for artists or for somebody to get into the industry now because all you need is a record that'll go viral, take off, and then all of a sudden the industry is gonna, or you know, the labels are gonna put money behind this person who's not even a real artist, who just caught a record and is not ready for that type of, you know, responsibility of upholding a certain ethic of music and culture and things like that. That's not what they're in it for. They're just trying to get out of their mom's basement and pay some bills.
I think that happens, but to this gentleman's point, like, I think Uzi has put in his 1,000 hours. As much as like Uzi isn't always my type of vibe, like, I would never think Uzi was just some artist that happened to just get on and like had one viral moment. He's been here and impacted the culture through his, like, he's a real artist. Even if it's not my type of shit, I can respect what Uzi is doing and understand that it hasn't strayed that far away from real artist integrity. Like,
yeah, but
there's a bunch of people that, just get on for a fucking week and it's like, you had one song, whatever. But he named people at 21, Meg, Lotto, Kodak, like, all have great catalogs and are real artists down to their core. They're just not superstars. I don't know if that's just a reflection of how consumers get music. There's just so many options. And, you know, it's not like when it was radio where we were listening to these 7 songs every day, no matter what. We have access to listen to whatever the fuck we want. Discovery is different now. So maybe that's why there aren't superstars, but.
No, I don't. Well, maybe, but I'm more on the side of a lot of these artists. When you say superstar, I don't think people understand exactly what it takes to be a superstar. There's a certain level of consistency. There's a certain attention to detail. There's a certain commitment to getting better. To be a superstar, you have to be, you know, all cylinders have to be moving at the same time consistently. And a lot of people just either don't care to be that consistent, are not dedicated enough to getting better. You know, there's a lot of things that I think goes into why there may not be the next, or who can we see as the next superstar. I think that we have good artists that make good songs and good albums and, you know, put on a good show, good performance, but superstar, which is why you see somebody like a Usher who is still probably 30 years, if not more, into music, into his career, and he's still able to go on a world tour. He's still able to go sell out arenas and, you know, get residencies that sell out, and, you know, with music that he's put out over his career, because Usher has dedicated himself to a certain level of consistency, to a certain level of greatness that I think a lot of people are not willing to dedicate themselves to. So it speaks more to the person and the artist as to why we may not have the next quote unquote superstar. You know, but it's just again, I think that it's because access has been granted to too many undeserving is why we probably have a bigger pool of artists and people that were like, hey, what about this person, that person? Yeah, but in all reality, that person was never even supposed to really get on.
When are we allowed to have a conversation of maybe their music's just not that good?
That too. That's part of it. I said consistency. You have to be great consistently. You have to put out hits consistently. You have to put out great albums consistently to be considered a superstar. Every time you hit the stage, people have to be in awe. You have to get better and better every time somebody sees you. Like, it's a lot that goes into being a superstar. You have to change your entire, the way you think, the way you walk, talk, the things you believe in, like you have to change completely, evolve into DNA. You have to change your DNA completely if you're trying to be a superstar. And a lot of people are not willing to make that type of a commitment.
And I saw Peach's eyebrows raise up. I'm not saying that about Uzi, Meg, Lotto, 21 Savage. I like all of those artists' music. I'm just saying the level of superstardom maybe doesn't match music-wise. But also, I think it's kind of cool that Uzi, even while his core fan base is not niche, obviously we've seen Uzi sell out insane venues, it's not the most palatable pop music.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's kind of cool that these artists don't have to lean into what's going to work for everybody. And maybe that's the case now, because back then, if you wanted to be a superstar, you had to make music that everyone could listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my mom could listen to it in the car and both be satisfied.
Right.
Maybe it's better that there's not superstars. I like that Uzi doesn't have to do what he's supposed to do to become a superstar.
I'm not going to say
he can just make the music that he wants to make and people will follow.
Yeah, but I'm not going to say it's better to not have superstars. I'm not going to say that. We do need superstars. We do need those artists that we look at and we're just like, wow. Like, you need that. I think every generation needs that.
They have Taylor.
Yeah, no, we have superstars. But again, you're talking about new superstars. Like, who do we see as the next superstars? I don't know. I don't know if I see one where I'm like,
you guys said Playboi Carti. It's funny that this conversation, you guys are finally agreeing with me that superstar is a different category.
No, I'm not.
Like
in that aspect of the conversation, we're talking about Carti. I was just saying the things that he's doing is superstar shit. Now, whether it's your type of vibe and your type of music that you can't really get into is a whole nother thing. I can't really get into that. I will never go to a Playboi Carti show. That's just not my type.
I would go for research
purposes. But I'm not going to sit here and say I don't think he's a superstar. I think that if Playboi Carti announced he was performing at a stadium tomorrow in any city, I think it sells out. Any city.
No way.
Okay.
A stadium by himself?
Yes.
No way.
Okay. All right.
Could he do the Garden? 100%. Couple nights.
Could he do MetLife?
No.
Travis just did MetLife.
This is where you guys get so disrespectful to certain artists that are in a different category. The amount of work Travis has put into his live show over the last 15 years is why he can do MetLife.
Travis has an insane live show.
Like, he's dedicated his life to the live.
He does.
Even if you don't like Travis's music, you're going to his live show because you know it's going to be a fucking experience.
Absolutely.
And this is where all my anger came from. A-listers, superstars. Certain names shouldn't be with people that have put in so much work for so many decades. Like, that's why they can do that.
Okay. Do you feel like Playboi has a bigger cult following than Travis?
A cult one, sure. But Travis has superseded a cult following.
I think anybody that has a cult following can sell out a stadium. When you have a cult following,
well, do you know what?
We got a cult following.
I was gonna say.
We don't have no cult following, man. Cut it out. We don't have a cult following. Ain't nobody trying to dress.
Definition?
Ain't nobody trying to dress and look like me and Rory, man. Cut this
yes,
shit.
the fuck they are.
Demaris has brought this up.
Who, Demaris? Show me. Show me. Don't tell me. Show me.
When I
had our brand isn't based off like our fashion sense.
Yeah.
Where a lot of artists, that is their thing.
Every time I post a picture, there's 15 money bags putting up underneath it.
A cult following.
That's from y'all.
A cult following is a group of fans who are highly dedicated to a person, idea, object, movement, or work. It's not a number.
It's not a number.
Like, at what point do we say this is a cult following or it's not?
Larry June has a cult following. A cult following is
crazy. These
people will live and die behind you. Everything you do is cool to them. Like, and they're very, very dedicated to you. They want to be just like you. That's a cult following. Okay. It has nothing to do with numbers.
So do you think that Playboi Carti could sell out MetLife Stadium?
No, I don't think that. But
Y'all are crazy.
You're crazy. Do you know what it's like to sell out a stadium?
Yo, y'all are crazy that y'all think that. I think that's absolutely crazy that y'all think Playboi Carti cannot do that. You know, in New York, basically Jersey, but this is New York City. You don't think Playboi Carti could sell out the MetLife Stadium?
No.
That is...
When was the last?
That is wild, bro.
But
That is
what
so
I will
wild.
say is, when it comes to him, I am not informed enough. I'll say that.
Fair.
I'm not
I
informed
appreciate
enough.
that.
I
That's
know
fair.
that he has I know that he does have a cult following, but I don't know how that
His following is
translates
insane. Insane. He could, not only do I think he could sell out the MetLife Stadium, I think he could sell out the MetLife Stadium and just stand there. And people will fucking go crazy. Don't even say it. He can just stand there.
I think when it comes to selling out stadiums, you need more than the cult following. I think when it comes to selling out stadiums,
Yeah, you're gonna get
need
people
the
that's gonna
like,
go to try to figure out like, all right, what is this? Because I'm hearing about this.
For example, when Beyonce has a concert, there are people who are not Beyonce fans who will go to a Beyonce show. It's going to be the same thing with Chris Brown. It's going to be the same thing with just any like people who have that fan base. Lady Gaga,
You ever went
Taylor
to a show
Swift,
of somebody you weren't a fan of and left as a fan?
No.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Because when you go to a show, you're usually already a fan?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I don't tend to go to live music shows. The only, I'm not a huge Travis Scott fan, but I went to a Travis Scott show. And I admire his ability to put on a live show. He's very, very entertaining. But the music, I'm not going to go home and just suddenly become a Travis Scott fan.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
2021, he did arenas, which I think he would still do arenas. I'm not trying to downplay any of his impact or how many fans he has, but 2021, one night at Barclays.
Okay.
And he was more active then, no?
I mean, his mystery has grown, and he's sold crazy.
His fan base has grown. Say that.
His mystery has
Don't
grown.
say his fan base has grown. He just did some shit we've never seen when his album dropped. We just seen it. We just saw it.
We click a bunch of things we don't care about.
All right, man. All right. Okay.
That's not always tangible ticket sales.
Okay.
I don't fucking watch Aiden Ross and I don't listen to Playboi Carti. I definitely fucking clicked when he paid $1 million and didn't show up. Or was that Aiden Ross? Whoever the fuck it was. $2 million, which obviously was a fucking lie. But I clicked it. You think I give a fuck about either of those people? And there's no disrespect.
I'm not saying
I'm not trying to come across
no,
that way.
I'm not saying you do, but I'm just asking you, how can you not see the insane fan base that Playboi Carti has, the insane shit he's done when he did with his album drop, the numbers that he did.
Incredible.
And not think that he can't sell out MetLife Stadium. I just it doesn't make
sense. I think
sense.
it's a different monster, that's all.
Okay. All right. I respect it.
No worrying mouth.
I do want to give a shout out to a young king, Rumble, young man, Rumble, Anthony Edwards. Let's get a round of applause.
Yes.
Big move.
Oh,
Big
man.
move in
Hey,
father
Ant-Man,
history.
Ant-Man.
Thank you, Anthony.
I didn't think it was going to be Ant-Man to do it. Ant-Man doesn't get enough
It's
love.
always the least expected.
Yeah, in the Marvel series, Ant-Man don't get enough appreciation. We got to start giving Ant-Man more love in the Marvel series, man.
Already a legend in 2 games.
Oh, my God. On and off the court. I mean, what are we talking about here, man? Shout out to Anthony Edwards. He's been going through a child support situation over his one of his, because I'm him reading now that he has 2 more on the way. He has 3 kids by 3 different baby mothers, or 4 kids by. And let me start with this: condoms, either that or a vasectomy. You might want to look into a vasectomy, and I understand that you probably are, have a wide array of options now that you are an NBA superstar. You're an Adidas superstar. You're probably going to make close to $1 billion before your playing career is over. But you don't want to look up and look back and, just made a bunch of kids with a bunch of women that you really didn't love or care about, and have,
We've seen the leaked text messages. He loves all of them.
Yeah, but he, like just
takes all of them seriously.
Listen, man, if you don't want to wear a condom, I know a lot of my homies that, play ball, they play professional sports. A few of them have gotten a vasectomy. Just get the nip and tuck, man, and then you can reverse it when you're ready.
Yeah.
When you're ready to have some kids, you can turn the faucet back on. But yeah, man, you might want to look into getting a vasectomy, man, because I get it. You got all this money, but you don't want to just be cashing out $1.8 million for every, woman that you have a baby with. It just, just that energy and that karma is just a little nasty.
But what a move. I feel like there's fathers around the world that are wondering, I didn't know I could do that. Can we look up Anthony Edwards' contract now? How many more years does he have left on his contract?
I mean, it doesn't matter. They're going to keep reeing him up.
And the way he's been playing, obviously, is going to be more and more money, which would increase your child support based off your income. If this contract's up and he already had the 1.8, she has no entitlement to the re-up, right?
No, it's over. 1.8 will cover 18 years of
signed 5 years.
Yeah, right now he's on a 5-year, $245 million contract. He'll probably double that on the re-up.
What a fucking move.
So yeah, man. But you don't want to just have a bunch of kids just because you have money to pay women off for 18 years. Like that's just, you don't want that type of shit.
What if he has a breeding fetish? I found out that's a thing.
Oh man, I mean, then that's a whole nother conversation he needs to have if he has a breeding fetish.
That's a thing.
No, I know. I realize it's a thing. I don't think that's our thing. I think that's y'all people's thing. I think that's white people shit.
Shit.
Can I introduce you to Nicholas Cannon?
But is that a breeding fetish though, you think?
Yes.
What do you think it is?
Well, me personally, I think Nick was going through some health shit, and I think that he probably felt like, he was probably not going to have many more years of good health or life. And I think that he wanted to just have a legacy and have a bunch of kids. I don't think it's a breeding fetish, though.
Wayne has pretty much admitted to having one. But again, that was at the time when he was on a lot of drugs during that interview. But he had said that he thinks the best gift that you can give a woman is a child. And he was buying chicks bags, all that. It wasn't fulfilling him at all. So he was like, I'm just going to give these bitches babies.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's a breeding fetish.
Yeah, it's still weird. I don't care what it is. It's a weird thing to have.
It's a strong attraction to the idea of getting someone else pregnant. Frequently, this fetish involves a person with a penis ejaculating into someone's uterus, breeding them. People with breeding fetish generally enjoy the risky feeling of potentially permanent consequence from a sexual act.
I like listening
that's a sick person.
I like listening to them dance. I like listening to them dance around words so they don't like insult like anybody who might not identify with a certain gender. Like you read that again from the top.
Just this part. People with a breeding fetish generally enjoy the risky, in quotations, risky feeling of potentially permanent consequence from a sexual act.
Permanent consequence.
Yeah. All right. So go to an AIDS convention and just go nuts then.
Okay. Don't do that.
But
no, please don't want to do that.
That's a risky, permanent consequence of a sexual act, no?
Yeah, but we don't want to, that's just...
Let's not do that.
They may also enjoy a feeling of power exchange where one partner is submitting to the other. That's not really... There's other like dom shit you could do.
Yeah, like go buy a collar and put it on around her neck and choke her with it or something. Like, I don't know.
And then you become the sub after child support.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
That's the dom fetish right there.
If she says nut in me daddy and you really do it and get trapped for 18 years, who was really the one in power at that point?
For some, breeding fetish may be more about role play and fantasy, and partners engaging in it will get pregnant.
But I mean,
that's like, you could get a plan B. You could play out your fantasies, do all that shit, but like, there's other ways to not keep it permanent.
Yeah, birth control on both parts. But there's a bigger conversation because I've seen a lot of people joining in on the conversation after, if this is true or not. I think the mother came out and spoke. But it is a conversation to have, especially with men who are better off, obviously making a lot of money. The 1% of men in the world that make this type of money. There is a conversation to have of, if you have this conversation with somebody while you're having sex and he lets you know, like, listen, I don't want to have a baby.
Yeah, but that ruins the mood.
but let's have the conversation. I don't want to have a child. Obviously, you don't have to fully ejaculate inside of a woman before they get pregnant. It can be pre-cum, whatever that a woman gets pregnant from. But there is a conversation to have if, your partner, your sexual partner says, hey, listen, if, I don't want a kid, if you get pregnant, my choice is to not have the kid. I don't want to have a child with you. And in that moment, if, we're not in the bedroom with these consenting adults, but in that moment, if the woman is like, yeah, I'm not trying to have no baby with you. I don't want to
record it and make her sign paperwork.
I mean, but do you have to go to those lengths though? Should you have to go to those lengths?
Here's safety advice and special considerations. Fantasizing about your breeding fetish while masturbating is a common and safe way for people to enjoy it on their own. When a breeding fetish is with a partner, it's just about fantasy. That can also be safe. Breeding roleplay can range from talking about the fetish during sex to actively acting out a scene. When it is more than roleplay, however, that bitch is going to get pregnant, which is significantly risky. People have STDs as well, so you should look out for that.
I just say get a vasectomy, man. Get it snipped. Turn the faucet off. You still come, you still get the sensation, everything. The sperm just don't work. It ain't swimming.
If you're his coach, do you have that conversation, or do you kind of let personal lives be personal lives? Because it's
absolutely. I mean, it's
starting to affect some way because it's always a leaked text message. Like it's always
not necessarily his coach, but
PR
somebody in his camp, in his corner. I don't know his family's dynamic. I don't know if he has any older brothers or uncles or any, other men that he looks up to for advice. This type of advice in particular. But these are the conversations that you need to have with those men that are in your life that you respect and that you look to for those type of moments. Because again, Anthony Edwards is financially set. His family's financially set. His kids will be, okay for the most part for a very long time. But again, you don't want to just have random babies with, women that you just had an attraction to for a couple weeks, and now you have this life that you created. And just because you have access to all of this money, you feel like, okay, well, I'll just give her 18 years worth of child support right now. We don't have to go to court for it. Take this $1.82 million. Don't ask me for nothing else. Like, I get that part of it. It's not no burden on you, but it's just, we don't need, because then what happens is the kids become adults and they have this resentment and they have this energy for you. And then you have, people that just have this trauma knowing that they came from a situation where father didn't really want them. Mom might have, quote unquote, trapped my dad, and my dad wasn't ready for a baby. Now you have to have more therapy sessions and things like that. It just breeds a lot of things in the future that's just not healthy and doesn't make for a healthy family and a healthy dynamic between father and child. So if Anthony Edwards, listen, go get that little snip, man, and then have your fun. Do what you want to do.
Well, I mean, thank God, because I was up all night thinking about this situation. Aisha Howard finally broke her silence on whether she's a gold digger or not, because obviously she has a child with a little baby as well, and now one with Anthony Edwards. I mean, I was tossing and turning, waiting for some type of communication from her. And basically she's just saying, y'all hoes is broke.
Well, yeah, she said that in so many words. She said that, when women decide to have babies with broke guys, people say, oh, you have a broke guy fetish, or, you just...
broke guy. I mean, no, she cooking.
No, she's not cooking. She's stealing money. Like, that's what she's doing.
She brings up a good point, because everyone's calling her a gold digger or whatever. She's like, yes, I have a baby by a very successful rapper, and now I have a baby by a very successful athlete. She's not the first chick to have two baby fathers in the world.
Definitely not the first and won't be the last.
She said, what if I came to y'all pages, right? I was at the edge of my seat. Once she said the right, because we all were like, right? And compared the men that you have children with to the men that I have children with. And I said, you were digging for poverty, bitch, when you... when you picked him to be your baby daddy, weren't you? And I was at the edge of my seat. I was like, yeah. Or you kept that baby for an extra income tax credit, didn't you? Spitting. She wasn't finished. Howard claimed critics secretly wish they were in her position, but can't because they don't have the same opportunities. How are you going to tell me what you would have done in my situation when you had a baby from your weed man?
She really said that?
Yes, this is TMZ.com.
I'm crying.
She concluded in her almost 8-minute video by praying for mothers who recently gave birth and expressed sympathy for those dealing with mean and ignorant people on social media. The internet showed me no grace while I was pregnant. Y'all showed me no grace. Y'all have money for weed.
The you must have been digging for poverty is fucking hysterical. I'm sorry.
I mean, she made some points. She made some points, but up again, it's the adults are the adults. However she chose to have this kid is her business. She has that right. I'm thinking about the kids once they get to an age where they now understand the dynamic between mom and dad and what happened and things like that. Like, it's just gonna breed future resentment and terrible dynamics and energy between mother, father, and child.
I mean, but is it like, this isn't that crazy of a story to me with the little baby and Anthony Edwards thing. Like, Michelet has children with Dr. Dre and Suge Knight. Nas's baby mother said that she had a miscarriage from Jay-Z. There could be a chance there would have been a child that their siblings would, Nas would have been the dad and Jay-Z would have been the dad.
Yeah, that
like, this is very fucking common.
Did y'all want her to go get pregnant by like a fucking Greyhound bus driver? Like, she has... but one baby father got money. She dates in that circle. That's her circle. I don't understand why people are making her.
And respectfully, I don't mean to put this on her jacket, hypothetically. She's probably slept with other people besides those two men that were successful and didn't have a child with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so, the thing that people are pointing to is the fact that they're saying that Anthony Edwards basically told her that he didn't want to have a baby.
He's been very clear about that from the gate.
Right.
But the weed man says that too.
And she kept the baby and she decided to have the baby. So, Anthony Edwards is saying, well, I know what this is about. This is money. She's about money. She went, okay, so here, take this 18 years of child support right now, here today. We don't have to drag this out. This is about money. So then now you're having kids based on financial exchanges.
No, Rory Mal.
Is school radio like the first podcast?
College radio?
Yeah.
It's probably. Yeah.
Only if it's recorded. It can't be a podcast unless you can go back and play it back.
I think school radio, you can go back and play it back.
With ours, you could, but we had a radio station, but everyone listened to, what was the media player? I can see it in my Windows media player. It was through that, and you could listen to it live off the spc.edu website. We called it Club SPC. We did the first presidential, like who was running for class president debate, and we had like 300 viewers. Dude, I was king. Like
I was king.
Selling out the Barclays of Palooza meant nothing to me. You couldn't tell me shit. And we were getting so many because we had the call in too. The amount of I think we had like 70 missed calls. I was like, duh, look at the people we couldn't even get to.
But that's important.
That was a foot for me.
You know, listen, I respect it, but you know, in the moment, you think that this is like, yo, like I'm Howard Stern, who? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you got to understand, at that school, 300 people was insane.
No, I get it. That's why it's just funny looking back. And then, you know, now where you landed is kind of like.
And then, you know, you young and start like coming up with shit in your head. I was like adding up who was in the dorms. I was like, man, that frequency, it must be people in the neighborhood too.
Bye, man. That frequency. The fuck? So what? you were the like cool kid. Not cool, like cool, but like you were cool.
I was comfortable in any lunch table, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. The way people say I'm cool in any room, any block, I was cool on any lunch table. I could get along with
Were
everyone.
You known for anything?
Not really.
Okay.
I feel like high school, you're known for like weird shit. Like there's never like no one's known for like really cool shit in high school. Unless like the first person to get pussy, like.
No, in high school, it's shit like, okay, they're on a sport. For example, I was always dancing. I danced every 5 seconds. So I was known as that girl that be dancing. Like
breaking track records. I was playing football. Like I was an athlete, but I was also into music shit. Like, yeah, I was pretty balanced, to be quite honest. I just didn't know you could do anything with that, like as a career at that time.
So you think that people that went to high school with you, they have no idea what you do now. He's like, you remember that kid Rory? What would they say?
They all know what I do.
Remember that kid Rory? Like, do you remember him? He's like, what would they say? Like, oh, the one that used to. They're not gonna say the one that used to have a cool mixtapes. Like, they're not gonna say that about you, bro.
Yes, totally do volume 1, 2, 3, and 4. Promise you. Remember, party like a rock star. Totally do. I did all mixtape series off that. My mixtape was going crazy with my man DJ Milk Jug. We was going nuts. I'm not making any of this up.
I didn't know if you were being facetious or not.
How could someone make that up off the top of their head that quick? That's a fact. I have photos of my mixtapes. I was making mixtapes for everybody. Oh. All the time. It started out with
that was a thing.
Like I wasn't the only one doing it, but I was making mixtapes for everybody. It started out with girls, but
that's all you need. Once the people know you, the girls are getting their music from you, that's it. Everybody comes to get their music.
And like once the internet, you were able to like download. I'm not talking about like Napster or Kazaa or anything like that. When some of those blog websites, you were allowed to like directly download that shit. Mm-hmm. Oh, I was burning mixtapes like you would not fucking believe.
How much were you selling them for?
I was giving them out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
See, you're not a hustler. When I was in middle school, I used to
selling weed. I didn't need to do that.
Oh, shit. My bad. Fucking Mr. Kingpin.
Mm-hmm. That nigga was moving an ounce a month.
Ounce a month?
I don't know about that. Might have been less.
Please. When I was in middle school, I used to write a lot, and I would love writing short stories. So I used to write short stories about my favorite stars. So like I think my mother threw them away, like notebooks full of like these adventures that like Mariah Carey, Janet Jackson, and Jermaine Dupri would go on. I was 11. Okay. So I was writing like whole stories, and my friends would see them. So they would come up with whatever boy they liked. They would come to me and want me to write a short story. I used to charge them $5, and I would write a short story about them and whatever boy that they liked, like a whole like adventure that they went on, and I would charge them $5 for it.
To write about their adventure or the person they were dating.
Yeah.
What's that say?
Totally do.
Volume 2.
Oh,
that was the one that put me on the map. Volume 1 got me bubbling.
Yeah. That was
Volume 2. My man sent me a photo of this. That's not my kitchen counter. That's his. He found it in his car. He's like, nah, Volume 2 was the one. Because I went up to 4 or 5. But 2 was the one that like
Yeah.
I let them know.
Your name was
Yeah, I
ringing
put
bells
like
out
Mano
here.
Summertime on that one.
Yeah. Yo, we be thinking we
No,
be doing
because
so much,
it was
man.
off that song. We used to make fun of it in the hallways. That party like a rock star, and the ad lib was totally do. Like we used to make fun of that.
Yeah.
So I just named the mixtape series
Totally
that.
do. Okay, I got it. Oh my God, I wish I could find like a whole bunch of old CDs that I burned and fucking made my own playlist to. I just want to hear it, but I don't even know where I could play it at.
A CD player.
Yeah, they're right.
I don't have a CD player.
You could go buy one down the street for like $10.
I know fucking. CD.
Actually, it might charge you $70 now.
I wish I would pay $70 for a CD player
That's
today.
crazy.
You kidding me?
It's
It's
vintage
like
now,
buying
yeah.
a toaster. Who the fuck am I?
I buy Kodak
what's wrong with
fucking
the toaster?
Kodak disposable cameras and they're like $40 now. They're fucking ridiculous.
No, because it's the vintage shit. But
How much
those,
you pay to get them developed?
but those make the photos look
additional
better.
$20.
If you're lucky. Sometimes it's 35. You want it the
So there's
digital
still
shit.
so there's still money in the
Oh hell yeah!
Mhm.
Vinyls are making more money than they have since the fucking 90s. It's a
good
whole
to
new
know that
wave.
there's still a culture, a community that want that type of collection.
I was telling y'all that on Christmas when Fonte had bought Amara James Brown records for Christmas, and I was
Okay.
just playing them, and it made me bring out all my records. My dad was there. You appreciate music better that way.
Oh no, 100%.
Yeah, people
100%.
still like that, and with the camera shit too. You have to sit and like really think about photos. It's not just random shit like this.
Yeah.
Like if I have 32 of them and I'm on vacation, they have to be photos that mean something.
Yeah.
Like that, and they look better.
Yeah, they look better. And it's just, again, it's a storytelling thing when you can sit down and just
Yeah.
do this with pictures. Like, it's
Yeah.
definitely a storytelling thing.
But no, I had the mixtape game on lock. Like everybody know.
Volume 2. That's what set this whole shit off.
Maul, who were you in high school? Like, who would you
I
say you
was
were in
the
high
man.
school? And and who would your peers say you was in high school?
Man,
Okay.
I was. No, I was definitely one of the more popular, fun, funny, cool guys in high school though, for sure. Like, I'm not just saying, I know everybody says they was, but I definitely was one of the cooler guys in high school. Like, I got along with everybody. Everybody fucked with me. All the girls was cool with me. Me and my homies was all, like the clean cut guys that, we would cause trouble, but we also had our grades too, though. Like that fine line. I was in a performing choir. Once you're in a performing choir, it's like being a Navy SEAL in my school. Yeah, just balloon knots everywhere. It just was at your
Okay.
disposal, whatever you wanted to do. Like,
Hear about-
y'all going where? Yeah, not yet. I'm going on tour next week. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to give me some pussy now, you got to do what you got to do. Because
You could be fucking grown women.
I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Like in a week, we're going to be on the road for like a month. I'm not going to
Yeah.
be at school. We don't even know what school is. Like, we got a tutor that comes and follow us around the world. Like, yeah.
Okay.
See, once you could talk like that in your school, and then the girls turn on the TV and see you singing with, the Jacksons or something like that. It's like, come on, man. Come back to
You
school.
was
You
singing
want to tell
with
me
the
no?
Jacksons?
No, I never sung with any of
Oh.
the Jacksons. Sung with Big Luther, though.
I know, we know. We seen it.
Big Luther.
They got you
Little
some
Luther.
pussy?
What? I went crazy that next week in school. Finger bangs all. Every session was every period it was a different girl. No wash, no hands. Just, come here, girl.
Yeah.
That was Luther's pussy.
Luther.
That wasn't even yours.
Do it for Luther. Yeah, Luther might want me to sing background on the next joint. I don't know. Like, I see if I'm busy or not.
I assume every high school is horny, but was y'all high school horny?
Yeah, it's kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's probably across
There
the
was
board.
definitely bitches getting fucked under the bleachers,
What?
sucking dick under the bleacher.
All the time.
Kids getting caught.
Staircases, auditorium, fucking, like.
Yeah, like what is it about high school girls that just want to suck dick so much? I don't understand.
One of the first hand jobs I got was during driver's ed.
Peach said by the teacher.
I wish.
All right.
Miss Pardo she was one. She was one of them ones.
Yo.
But then one of my other teachers I was told was fucking Lamar Odom. So, it was tough competition.
You think? You fucking think?
14-year-old me or Lamar Odom.
It sucks when you see people that you went to high school with still like trying to relive that high school. Like, trying to relive those high school days because that's when they were their most popping. Like they always bring it up.
That's sad though.
It is sad. That's what I'm saying. It's
I have close
sucks.
friends that are like that too, but
Really?
they just never went on to like do shit.
It's always the football players.
And they were also like, where I was even cool was one of my best friends was a year older than me and was way cooler than me. I was cool by proxy as a freshman because I was with him. And yeah, you know, that was the peak of their life. Still talk about it. I just don't really care to talk about it. That's very common though.
Yeah.
It is.
But
all the baddies that were in high school that used to like try to like tease the regular girls, dirt, trash,
drug addicts, 3 kids,
busted.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, Jesus, y'all had some fly ass clothes though back in the day, but that baby fat can't save you now, baby. That's grown woman fat you got on.
I should probably get back on Facebook because I'm sure there's plenty of women from my high school that didn't look like that at the time that are probably
fire,
thriving right now.
Fire.
Every chick I dated like post college or even in college, when they would show me their high school photo, wouldn't even looked at them in high school. Now they look incredible.
No Rory Mal.
What is going on with my expert opinion?
I
Math,
do not know.
the barbershop. I have been, just because, you know, love the show, fuck with math. I've just been paying attention to what's going on. We're not here to judge. We understand how fucking crazy it is to try to keep a podcast business going. But where does this leave the show?
In the hands of the owner.
Okay.
In the hands of the owner. I don't have a lot of information as far as like where it's going to go. I found out a lot of things in real time with everybody else. I knew the lights were off.
Okay.
We went to do an episode. I'm the one who called him and told him the lights were off. So, you know, that's jacked up. I told him to fight for the shop. Not because the aesthetic is so needed, but because I felt the way it was done was dirty. I don't think you should let people get away with the bullshit. So you should fight for the shop. But you know, the spot isn't the show. The voices of the show. The energy is the show. You guys, you too could pick up, go someplace else and still be Rory Mal. You dig what I'm saying? Like when you left, when it was Joe Budden and then next thing it's Rory Mal, you're still Rory Mal. My expert opinion will be my expert opinion no matter where it is.
Agreed.
It's not, I don't like the fact that all the business is on Front Street, but that wasn't my call either. You dig? So we'll see what happens. Like we'll see what shakes out. People are hitting me up for answers that I'm kind of watching with everybody else. Like, you know, Mac, you see what's going on? Yeah, I'm looking right now. Man, it's crazy. You got some popcorn? It's nuts. You see this shit? I was like, wow, fuck. Did you see that?
So you and Math haven't had any personal conversations at all about it?
We spoke. We spoke months ago, and we knew that the landlord was like being a little
he's moving funny,
shaky.
Yeah.
You see him walking by, looking in, like when we're filming an episode, but dozens of people walk by and look in. You see a barbershop with a bunch of bright lights, you know what I mean, and microphones. Of course, you stop and what the fuck is that? So I didn't pay attention to I didn't even know what he looked like. And I stayed out of the business part of it. Like if I'm not involved, if I'm not directly involved, if I can't help in any way, shape, or form, I'm not injecting myself into anybody's situation, especially when it comes to finances.
Yeah.
Right.
Those are your pockets. You spend your money. You do what you do. I don't want to know how much you're making. I don't want to know. I'm from Queens. All I care about is my bread. I don't want any of yours. I need all of mine. That's the philosophy. And I'm not here to pocket check or pocket watch you under any circumstances. So as far as like the being, he did tell us when, you know, homeboy was trying to, after the light thing, like, homeboy's trying to kick us out, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, he needs barbers and he's saying there's no, he told us all the same stuff that he said online. So yeah, we had that conversation, but.
Wait, the landlord said he needs barbers in the shop?
Well, I'm not saying anything that's not already.
Yeah, of course.
There's something in the contract that says you have to have barbers in the chair, or there's like a subsection where it says you can use it for other purposes, right? But the main thing is the barbers. And I can understand that if I'm a landlord and I own a spot and I walk by 3 or 4 days out of the week and the shutters are down and the lights are off and this is my place, I want to see it active and moving. You don't want your building looking like it's abandoned, basically.
I mean, if the agreement, though, is per month, I owe you this, what I do with it is kind of none of your fucking business.
Unless there's a suspicion that you're doing something illegal.
Okay, which obviously that was not happening.
What?
In that.
If we selling drugs on camera, like, bro.
You might have just did something with that. We ain't think about that one.
What you think RFK was there for?
Wow. Okay, well.
That was where the suspicion started. What is RFK doing here?
It's been sold on camera.
Some shady shit right now.
Drugs have been sold on camera before. Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Not when I'm around.
Right.
Not when I'm around. So, some shit makes sense. Some shit just doesn't. I didn't communicate with him because I wasn't asked to. And it's not, for lack of a better term, it's not my place.
Okay, but is that something you at least check in with him on? Of like the status of like what's happening? Or you have so many resources. I couldn't see why Math would hit you to be like, yo, this is what's going on. Is there something you can help out with?
That never happened.
Okay. I just feel like somebody like you would be the first call with the resources that you have and could provide to keep that moving.
But that never happened.
Okay.
Like we are where if that was the case, I don't think if he'd asked and I could figure it out.
Yeah.
Of course I would. When have you ever asked me for something and I said, nah, go fuck yourself?
Never.
Or like didn't even answer the phone for you?
Never.
Like if I'm not answering the phone, excuse me, if I'm not answering the phone, I'm busy as fuck. I am like working on albums with like an icon. So like my days are jumbled up. And if we're not filming the show, then I have things that I definitely need to put my attention to. But juggling wasn't a problem. And anybody calling me for anything, it's nothing to be like, oh, okay, I got you. But like, if I don't have it, if I can't help you, I'm not going to pretend I can.
You think there's a window with this shit? Because I mean, the podcast world is so unpredictable with fans, algorithms, everything. With the steam that y'all had, being one of the top shows, is the window small to come back? Just the way shit operates and how quick everyone moves. How quick do you think you guys need to come back?
It's not risk-free, right? I'll give you that. I'll say that. It's not, I don't have because they also say absence makes the heart grow fonder. And we were obviously providing something that, was different from our peers. We don't do what Rory and Mal do. We don't do what Joe Budden does. We don't do what Drink Champs does. Not in the same way. We're all doing something different. Your voices are unique. Again, wherever Rory and Mal go, it's Rory and Mal. You can't duplicate the voices, right? Wherever my expert opinion goes, it's my expert opinion. You can't duplicate the voices. You can't duplicate the energy. So if people miss that, then there's always going to be a window for something that somebody misses. You know what I'm saying? But maybe the main eyes are like, maybe I heard that.
Oh, sorry, no.
But, I mean, it kind of goes back to the casual fan combo.
I totally heard that.
We were having. Like, there's podcasts that I'll watch all the time, and if I start clicking other shit and somehow they get out of my algorithm, it's not at the top of my mind.
Sure.
Because it doesn't pop up. I just think that's how we're kind of trained with everything now. I've fallen off with podcasts, not because I dislike them. It's because with all the busy shit I'm doing during the day, sometimes my algorithms is what's going to be the thing that I click that day.
For sure.
So, I mean, that's where I think not a window would be small, because you guys have already built a core fan base that's always going to be there. Like, how much
there's a million subscribers on that show.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Like, so.
You guys were the only podcast that, I don't want to say late to the party because that sounds like disrespectful, but it's not. When the podcast boom hit, everyone tried to do a podcast and they all failed. You guys were the only ones that came in after like the core and passed us. Like,
I see what you mean.
Yeah. The only one. And to me, that was like the most unique shit ever. When Matt launched it, I was like, oh, this is a really good conversation. But this is when everyone has a fucking podcast because they saw what the rest of us were doing. Y'all were the only ones post-boom that actually stayed. So I do think, of course, no matter what, the window is open. Yeah. But
there's magic.
Because we've been through it, so there's no judgments on this side. We have a little therapy session. What have these ups and downs been like with people leaving the show, messiness, new podcasts. Every single day, they're talking more about what's going on with the cast rather than the actual show. What has that been like? Because you've been, I feel like, the only one from the original cast that's still
I'm not even the original cast.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, no, I'm second generation at best. I'm not even original cast, and I think there might have been an iteration between the first and the second. I might be third. But the question is, what has it been like?
Navigating with, now that we have bag fuel, them leaving, the Space Ghost situation. Like, there's been a lot of drama with that show, and who are we to fucking speak? We've had the same type of shit, but
I don't know if we had the same type of shit.
Oh shit.
Public breakups,
fallouts. Yeah,
and,
we're a public platform.
and like even shit,
everybody is.
Part of our breakup was on their show. Like we've had public shit.
Yeah.
Often.
Well, how about that?
How has that been? Because I know you still have a great relationship with the guys at Bag Fuel, and I don't know your situation with Space Ghost, but how have you navigated that? Like, because who gets who in the divorce? Like, I still love Savon, but it's weird.
Nothing's weird for me. It is going to sound very anticlimactic. I'm chilling.
Okay.
I'm chilling. I don't have any beef with anybody. I don't have no smoke with nobody. Me and Math are still in business. Me and SO are cool. Me and Heineken are cool. Me and Space are cool. These people we're mentioning didn't do anything to me.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And I also live by a very specific philosophy. My father told me a long time ago, if you didn't violate somebody's kids, violate somebody's wife, send somebody to jail or take somebody's life, it's not that serious. You can work it out. You can figure out a way to coexist with that other person on the other side of that thing. Money lost, you can give it back. Food gone, you can give it back. Like time gone, you can make amends. You can figure that shit out. The only 4 unforgivables were the ones I just named, and none of that happened.
Yeah.
In any of these situations, nobody did anything to anybody that's so crazy you can't get back right. And when it's not that, it's hard for me to put energy into beef, friction, like whatever you want to call it. It's hard. It
don't have to necessarily be a beef, but outside of those 4 things, there's things that people can do that would definitely warrant you never fucking with them again, no?
Sure, but even that doesn't come with any anger. It doesn't come with any malice. It doesn't come with any, like, I'm not looking for you.
Right.
And if it's not that, then what?
Yeah.
If it's not that, if I'm not looking for you to actively harm you,
it's not beef.
I don't understand what we're arguing about.
Yeah.
Like, we disagree fundamentally. We're not seeing eye to eye creatively. All right, so we go our separate ways. When I see you out, yo, what up? How's it going? What's popping? You didn't do nothing to me. Like, nothing crazy. And if you did something, I got it back. So what we talking about? You were never gonna, my other philosophy in this business, you'll need me before I need you. It's always been true. Every year of my career, it's been true. Anyone who's ever tried to do me dirty has had to spin the block or look for another me and end up with the Temu version. It's always been hilarious. And I don't even, it's to the point where I don't even trip anymore. So I don't have that situation now. I don't know this landlord. You know what I mean? Whatever he did, I don't know the business. I wasn't there when the paperwork was signed and the contracts were signed for me to jump in now and go, hold on, wait a minute. What about this part? I look stupid doing that, right? Like whatever he signed, the lease, I didn't know it was I didn't know he was subleasing. I didn't get invited. Math owns the shop. Okay, cool. He doesn't own the shop. Okay, cool. Well, he's subleasing. All right, cool. Like, what part of finding that out? Yeah, what part of finding that out changes anything that I have to do? My job is to show up, be me, talk about the things I know, research the things I don't, and keep the show, rep the show, rep the energy, rep the spot. We're not a crew. We're not a gang. You know what I'm saying? We're not family. We're people. We work together, and it's a good look, and we all do great work together. And as long as it's that, I learned late in my career on some Source magazine shit. I learned very late in my career, way later than I should have. You can't get but so attached to something that does not belong to you.
Facts.
Bad idea. And Rory, you may remember there was a time when I was just Mecca from the source. That was my whole. I was in people's phones.
That was literally that was the full name.
Nobody knew my last name. Fuck that. Mecca from the source for everybody, regardless of where I wrote, that's how hard I was with that brand. When I got offered other spots, I deaded it because I felt like you were insulting me. How dare you question my loyalty to what I'm doing? Fuck out my face. Think I'm a jump ship? Fuck I look like to you? I smack, you know what I'm saying? I got angry, like to the point where you think that of me? You think I would actually do some shit like that? Bro, when the source started making wild moves and I'm in the back going, no, what the fuck? No, oh my God. And he did it anyway. It's not mine. It's not mine. It doesn't belong to me. It's not my say. It's not my call. For me to sit here and scream at the top of my lungs, get all upset and get an ulcer over somebody else's decision, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, but at the same time, I think that there is some sort of communication that should be had so that you're not blindsided. When you don't have to know the exact details of everything, but if you're saying you found out about shit when I found out about shit, that's a problem to me.
Finding out ain't the issue. Him telling everybody is pretty much the cornerstone of the gripes, right? That's where all the smoke.
You mean him telling the public?
Right.
Okay.
Right. Could I stop him from doing that? He never asked me.
Right.
He never told me he was going to do that. Right. So he didn't tell any of it. I can't speak for any of us. I know he never told me. I found out he was online like everybody else. I'm getting my phone's blowing up. Yo, you see your man? I got a lot of who we talking about?
Yeah.
Rory? Like I got a song. What do you mean?
Yeah.
No, Buster? Who? What motherfucker? Who? Nah, man. Okay, I'll go look. I went and looked. Oh shit. Well.
Right.
Oh, run that back. But what am I supposed to do about it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I get upset, get mad, get excited. It's his shop. It's his show.
Yeah, but you've also dedicated a lot of, sweat equity to the brand.
That's worth whatever it's worth. And I did that.
It's a worth to it though.
I did that because of me.
Yeah, no, for sure. Absolutely. But I'm just saying, like, I just thought that there would be some type of communication between you and Math to where you would at least not be blindsided by some of the things you're hearing him say publicly. I thought that you would, would at least know what was going on a little bit, maybe not exactly what's in the paperwork.
I did. I knew a little bit about what was going on.
Okay.
Like I said, I knew the landlord was acting a little shaky. I knew I was the first one to find out the lights was off. And I kind of figured, I don't know if he actually, he told us that the landlord was out to evict us, but I didn't realize it wasn't in that order.
Okay, got
like the lights off was the last thing.
Okay. All right.
Oh shit, the lights are off. Called him, told him, hey, I don't know how we're gonna do this episode. The lights is off. You might want to call somebody. I don't know what's been happening. They're like, all right, no episode today. All right.
Right.
I'm going to the studio. Got to do X, Y, Z, A, B, and C. Let me know what's happening. Next time we need to come to a show, I'll pull up and do my part. But outside of that, no one's obligated or entitled to anything.
Gotcha.
No one's entitled to any information. Nobody's obligated. It's not frowned upon when it happens.
Yeah, from a leadership standpoint, maybe it would be better and behoove the staff to know everything that's going on just for the show. But I see what Mec's saying, because like that's a drastically different situation than ours, where you're sitting behind expenses. We have a contract that is based off everything that is spent here, that we need to see this and that. That's in a contract. It was started from inception together with sweat equity. It's drastically different. I said it wasn't. But him being second, third generation of that, like, yeah, if that was the case, like when I've been hired to do stuff, I know this is what it is, and it ain't my fucking business. Like, as long as you have my check every month, there's not really much I can say here. Yeah. Nor do I want to, because it's not my shit. I'm paid to show up to do this at the best of my ability and grow the show the best way I can.
I would get, but you, but Mec is,
But I mean, that back to your source comparison too. Like, I remember when Syph left Hot 97, when he had that revelation, like, I put my life into this logo, and then realized I was expendable and they did not give a single fuck about me, even though I was the most senior person in there as far as years in. I was fighting for a logo that did not give a fuck. Like, why would I even do that? No, I should have just showed up.
If it's not your
did
logo,
my morning show and went the fuck home and not even fought with Breakfast Club and like, nah, I don't care about this logo.
You get caught up. You get caught up. You want, first of all, when I was at the Source, bro, that was the Bible.
Yeah.
Grew up on that
Dream
magazine.
job.
Yeah.
Fucking, that's like the
perfect word. Who wants to let that go?
Right.
Who wants to see that ruined? Who wants to see that tarnished when it's literally your dreams? I was writing about hip hop as a hip hop head in the hip hop Bible every day. You had to tell me to go home. You know what I mean? Like I was in the office all the fucking time. I had a toothbrush in that bitch. Like I was there. I wear glasses now because I stared at the screen for way longer than I should have, way longer than it was healthy. Now I need glasses. Like I did that because of my love for this place, but it doesn't belong to you. Every career I've ever worked with, every artist I've ever helped foster or get his shit back on track or put this album together, whatever, when it comes time for them to make the decisions that they want to make, you have to remember it's not yours.
Right.
You can see the red flags can look like a fucking parade in China. You can see it a mile away. You can scream at the top of your fucking lungs, bro. What they want to do, they are going to do. And that goes for anything that you are not directly in control of.
Right.
And you are disrespecting them by assuming that you have more say or you have any say over their shit.
Yeah, but also and I'm not making this a math specific thing because I know nothing about his leadership outside looking in. With that though, like if you have people that are leaving, you are also responsible for the chemistry of that show as a co-host.
Sure.
So you do have to deal with the decisions that the leader does make. Like when Esso and Heidekin left, I'm sure the interviews in the beginning were a little different because part of that show was gone. A chemistry was gone.
Sure.
Like how you guys played off each other, who was asking specific questions. Like you have a very specific set of questions. Math has a very specific, that's why the show was so great. So many different perspectives. As a leader, I do feel like you should keep your team at least involved in some of what's going on with that info. Because they also are going to have to move this show with the decisions that you make. And just showing up and be like, oh, they not here? And now I got to figure this out? Wish I would have known.
I'm past that point in my career. I'm not trying to sound like Mr. Cool, but if I'm being honest, I've been in places with high turnover.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know what that's like. It's not pleasant. I thought that team put numbers on the board in a real way. Me, S.O. Heineken, Math, Bigger, Space Ghost. That was the unit that Eminem shouted out. First rapper to ever big us up just out of nowhere. Hey, those guys know what the fuck that was amazing.
Yeah.
Right. Shout out to M for that. I never forgot that. That was the unit that put numbers on the board. Now the unit's changed. Is beefing about it gonna change that?
No, just get more clicks.
I tried to, and this story is out. I tried to set up the dinner for all of us to sit down and air out our grievances. Bigger had the spot in Little Italy. We were all supposed to meet up. S.O. Heineken, Space Ghost, me, Bigger, Math. We were all supposed to sit down and have the conversation. It did not happen.
Why?
Math said he wasn't going.
Okay.
And again, this is public information.
Yeah, of course.
He said it. He said he wasn't going.
His decision to make is his, but I get it. But leadership as well. Again, outside looking in.
My pops told me one time when the results don't change, the why is irrelevant.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Fair.
I stopped asking. I
don't even want to know at this point.
Yeah, fuck it, let's move on.
It is. If I found out, would it change something?
Right.
Why won't you come? 1 second, it's gonna make him pop up. I'm gonna talk him into it. He's a grown man.
Right.
Yeah, I still suffer from that. I've gotten better in my 30s, but I'm definitely one of those people that harps on the why, and it never really changes once I know the why. But yeah, I'm one of those people that I need to know why.
No worry and
Well, the one thing that happened is this 100 men versus one gorilla shit really took off again.
I'd like my flowers.
From distance. This wasn't just a mall to the team?
For whatever reason, I just don't know why this is taking off again and why everybody seems to be still debating this 100. Let me explain something to people that I think people don't understand. Because I see people with theories like, no, we'll send the first 25 in, and then we'll send the second wave in, and this, that. When y'all see what that gorilla do to the first 3 niggas, and when that gorilla start throwing niggas around like nunchucks, just pick a nigga up by his legs and just start doing whatever, and all his guts fall out of his ears and shit, I want to know who's going to keep charging the gorilla after that.
So the only...
I was raised in America. I'm not a Spartan. I was not raised from birth to be this way. I am going to leave.
This is why it's bullshit. If it was 100 men in a park, say Central Park, Million Man March, if they said it's a gorilla loose, every nigga in that park will start running for cover. Niggas ain't gonna say, where's that? And start charging that. That defeats all of that shit. You could say it's a pit bull loose at the Million Man March and niggas is running. Yeah. A gorilla? No. Imagine somebody say, yo,
Elijah Muhammad and Muhammad Ali would get along and be like, yo, we out of here.
A gorilla? Yo, come on, man. We let's have fun with it, but come on, man. Y'all not doing nothing with no gorilla.
So to be fair, these men would be signing up, so it wouldn't just be like random. That's fine, right? But the only thing,
my cousin signed up for Afghanistan. He wasn't prepared. What that mean? Just because you could sign up don't mean you ready.
No, but
he got shot in the leg in North Africa and was like, "I'm going to Temple University."
Yeah, it's over. A gorilla. All right, go ahead, baby.
Okay, but the only theory that I saw that made sense is that if a gorilla saw 100 men, because he doesn't usually come into contact with men in the wild, if he saw 100 men, he might be afraid. It might scare him a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, that's great point, right? Hold on, I got this. Great point, right? Now, what you didn't factor in is
they have that gene
at some point, because it's 100 men versus, meaning these 100 men are trying to get this gorilla to submit and beat the gorilla, right? Mm-hmm. It's like basically kill the gorilla, which is what you're gonna have to do.
Yes.
When that gorilla figures out where it's at on the food chain, you don't want to be around when the gorilla find out like, oh, I can kill all of you niggas right now. You don't want to be around when the gorilla figures, because you're right, the gorilla might be thrown off at first like, yo, what is this? But when the gorilla, when that light bulb goes off and the gorilla figures out like, oh, like I can kill each and every one of y'all. You just don't want to be around. Like when you've never seen a man split in half, like his limbs pulled off of his body.
Nah,
if you were to see that happen 20 feet from you, the one thing I can promise you is you're not going to keep engaging the animal that just did that. You're going to retreat. That's just a natural thing in your body that's going to say, get the fuck out of here. 100 men versus 1 gorilla, it would be 97 deaths. 3 niggas would get away.
If Joe Frazier was around in the prime to throw the first chin shot, and everyone realized that did nothing but make the gorilla go, yo, what y'all doing? yo. Everybody is gonna be like, all right, never mind.
I think that people don't know what a gorilla is. I think they think, no, seriously, I think because some people might think a gorilla is probably a chimp or just a monkey. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like, oh no, that's a little cute. No, we're talking about like a silverback.
No, then they upped it. This is when niggas lost me. They said, all right, what about 200 niggas versus a full-grown polar bear? Bitch, I'm cool.
It's getting crazy.
I'm cool.
It's getting crazy. It's getting crazy.
And I assume we're in his environment.
Well, naturally.
We bring that nigga to Central Park.
Niggas don't like the cold, first of all. We got to start there.
It's going to be slipping and sliding, take us to the house. We're cooked on a fucking...
So somebody came up with their dream team for beating the gorilla. Mal, can you read that for me, please?
Who is this? All right, fuck it. Let's go. So this gentleman says, give me 3 Baltimore niggas, 30 Samoans, 12 Chicago niggas, 5 NOLA punks.
No, and by punks, hold on. He mean punks. He mean them niggas that Rory was just talking about.
I was just about to say, I want to edit this gentleman's thing. If you gave me 5 of those transgenders with the automatic rifles outside of Poor Boy, we might just need 5.
No weapons. No weapons.
No, it's no weapons. It's hands. Of course, if it's weapons, you could shoot a gorilla and kill it. Yeah, we know that. I'm talking about hand-to-hand combat.
Everybody in New Orleans has guns.
5 NOLA punks, the 2004 Detroit Pistons, Draymond Green, 2008 LeBron, the baby, Salon.
The baby comes with guns, though.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what's funny? The only one that's really proven on this entire thing is Solange. The only one I've seen hands work before on this list is Solange.
The baby is frying me.
The 12 from Chicago will be on perks.
Yo.
This is just bad.
97 Mike Tyson. Floyd Mayweather ain't gonna do shit. And 20.
He's a finesse fighter. Yeah. He's not doing
20 Florida men/women.
Yeah, because Floyd is a counterpuncher.
Yeah.
So that means the gorilla's
Floyd
have to hit
will figure
first.
out how to capitalize on this fight and get out of Dodge.
Yeah.
This will be promoted by Money Boy Promotions.
And then it says, and some Hennessy, and we bring home a Givenchy silverback fur coat.
Not even a tiny bit.
Fam,
not even a tiny bit.
This is why you just gotta love the social media, because everybody that jumped in on this and had fun with this, if they were in an enclosed fucking location with one gorilla, they would literally pass the fuck out. I'm talking about when you know the gorilla is faced like eye level, like not you're up above a pit looking down. No, you're in the pit with the gorilla. You're not doing nothing with that fucking gorilla, man.
I still think 3 years later, since we were the first people to have this conversation, my strategy after watching everyone's strategy this weekend, I think still stands. They're ticklish.
Who is gonna? That's what you're trying to understand.
We're sacrificing at least 6 of the guys from Chicago, and the other 6 can tickle. Like while he's tearing apart everyone from O Block,
Yo,
we can have somebody get behind him and tickle
when
him.
you
No,
see
somebody
the
gotta
things,
stick their thumb up his ass.
that's not enough. Y'all not listening.
You think that's
to
affecting a gorilla?
y'all not listening.
He don't even know what his asshole
y'all,
is.
y'all are gonna die, man. Y'all are gonna fucking die. I'm telling
If he just sit back.
Yo, a gorilla. Yo, I would pay to see 100 niggas fight a gorilla. I would pay top dollar to see 100 stupid niggas jump in the pit with a gorilla.
They would have to get on some.
That gorilla is gonna take you niggas apart like Mr. Potato Head.
Some
man.
Russell Crowe Maximus shit, but I mean, he even had weapons. Like he really.
That's
it
what
would
I'm
have to be
saying.
some strategy.
No
which
weapons.
we said, go back to our old clip. I was like, all right, 10 at a time, maybe there could be a shot.
Fam, it's no shot, bro.
No,
It's no
the
shot.
first 30 getting sacrificed. Like those,
First,
they just know.
everybody's dying. The only people that's gonna survive is the people that were smart enough to be like, yo, get me out of here. And that's after seeing 90, at least 90 people, limbs ripped apart, blood everywhere, guts everywhere, and the gorilla just sitting there playing, putting makeup on his face with your blood. Like,
And my shit,
just don't know what
when
to
I
tell
was
you.
reading, like everyone, not even the jokes, like people that were serious, like trying to put strategies together. Like, all right, we'll take 20 just to get him down, and then 2 people get him in a headlock. I said, so y'all know where a gorilla's windpipe is?
Nobody
Y'all are getting to a gorilla's windpipe?
Well, if we organize 100
has
niggas,
a bulletproof vest on regularly.
It's nothing happening.
Demaris,
man.
if you could put a gorilla in a chokehold, your arm is breaking, not his neck.
Yeah, it's not happening.
can y'all read this tweet? Had me fucking crying, bro. Twitter has had me in tears between sinners and this gorilla shit. Twitter is back. Old Twitter is back.
Lame ass nigga got the ops tatted because he got a gorilla on his arm.
Yo, Twitter.
Yo,
Somebody said, now we down to 99 niggas because this nigga want dick ride. Yo.
I just
Listen.
don't get how people are really trying to break down how they can really do this.
I hit Shaw Money and denounced my G-Unit affiliation. I can't rock with them anymore. Can't do no gorilla unit.
Fam, listen, let me tell you something. Y'all go ahead and keep playing this 100 dudes versus a gorilla shit if y'all want to.
They gonna end up setting it up.
You know what who?
Joe Willie?
Fam, let me tell you something. They need to go to an exhibit. Like go to a zoo or somewhere where you can like just see like a fake gorilla outside to like, and just stand next to it.
You know what?
Put your hand in the palm of a real gorilla hand and just rethink this thing again.
See, I didn't like this because all the women were getting their kiki laughs off, putting us in the field about this entire thing. Do a pop the balloon with a gorilla then.
What, Rory?
Yeah. Let him walk in that room and pop the balloon.
He won't care. What the fuck are you?
Tearing all them apart. Go disrespect them.
What the fuck? You niggas never want to fight. No, fight.
No, I'm not fighting a gorilla.
Like, fight. Like, you see what I'm saying? You see how he running here a little scared because there's so many of them.
Oh, you missed the
This
part when
is
he
the
came
funniest
back.
simulation ever.
You missed the part when he came back though, Demaris.
He using other body parts to beat up other body parts.
Yeah, he gonna kill you swinging somebody else at you. That's what you're not understanding. Like y'all are crazy, man.
And this how sick Demaris is. Now she really not popping the balloon after she saw this.
Yeah.
She like him now.
Wow, that was, I don't know. Something about that felt racist. What do you think, Ma?
Well, all right, see, if y'all are thinking that, just because I'm wearing this shirt, I know it seemed crazier.
Yeah.
But I don't think that way.
You gotta take the Duck Dynasty shirt off, bro. Like, you gotta take that off.
Who was it by? What does that say? You gotta.
Oh, they were definitely racist there.
Don't do that, man.
let me cover it.
Yeah, it probably was cool as shit.
Oh, that was like the company. I thought
you had
I
bought
like
this because I was in the Sun.
Duck Dynasty.
The way you guys go out to the Sun and wear less clothes, I have to put on like rubbery long sleeves.
You have to put on breathable fabric.
Yeah. No, I was head to toe in my garments to be out in that swamp.
Gotta be.
But it is beautiful. And I feel like it's racist that Demaris thought that was racist, but that's another conversation.
Yeah, you tried it.
No worry and mouth.
It was way worse. With that said, do we have voicemails?
You've got mail.
Yo, what's up, Rory, Mal, Demaris, the whole pod crew? My name is CJ, and I need some relationship advice. I need your perspective. So, recently got engaged. Me and my fiance have been together for a little while now. I trust her completely. My only issue right now is when she goes home to our home state. We live away from our home state right now. She'll go home a couple times, throughout the year by herself. And when she goes home, she hangs out with her single friends. And when they hang out, they go out to bars and all that, but also they're staying out super late. So they'll stay out till 4, sometimes 5 a.m. And I feel like, especially now as a fiance, like there's certain boundaries and things you should do differently, especially around single friends. Like, I'm sure there's guys around at the crib. They're hanging out, late hours. So my question to you is, like, in a relationship, do you have any set time? Like, you got curfew for your partner or you to be home by? Also, would you address it in a certain way? I know in New York, you can stay out hella late and maybe it's not that big of a deal, but I don't know. I feel a way about it. Like, how should I approach it? Am I bugging? Should I just let her do her? I appreciate any advice. Thank you.
Shouldn't be engaged to somebody you think would be fucking somebody at some late hour. I like the voicemail, but come on. What are we doing here?
Is that your advice to him?
No, yo. You already know
my advice is this is stupid. You don't trust. Why'd you get engaged to somebody that you would feel that the very few times that she goes out, very few, which I believe was quoted there, that she goes out, she stays out late with her friend.
No, but I like
if you think your girl is gonna fuck somebody, why'd you what are we doing?
I don't think that's what he's just saying.
What's wrong if your girl goes out till 6 a.m. every now and then with her single friends?
First of all,
that doesn't mean that it's an orgy.
First of all, ain't nothing outside till 6 a.m. but the devil and prostitutes.
So you think his girl is getting prostitutes?
I don't know what his
girl. Or maybe they went.
I'm just saying.
Or maybe they went to Wendy's and she passed out on her friend's couch.
Fuck all that Wendy's shit. Passed out on the bitch couch. Woke up with egg yolk in her ass. I know how it goes. What I'm saying is, when you are engaged,
no, skip past that.
When you are engaged,
they don't serve that at Wendy's. How did the oak get in her ass?
I'm talking about the lube in her butt. When I'm talking about. If you are engaged, there's no reason for you to be out till 6 in the morning.
Why?
Because what the fuck is open at 6 in the morning? What is going on at 6 in the morning?
If she does this consistently, I'm with you.
The club closes at 4 a.m. First of all, my fiance ain't closing no club down at 4 a.m. Let's get to that. That's number one.
First of all.
So what are you doing till 6 a.m. in the morning?
Well, we're adding these numbers in. He said it's not New York, so we assume it probably closes
It's probably
at 2.
2. Yeah. She probably getting home.
No. He said a specific time. He said 5.
Yeah, but the club probably closes at 2 or 3.
I don't care what time the club goes. Your girl not supposed to be in the streets till 5, 6 in the morning.
Visit her friends, her high school friends. She never really goes out like that. And they want to go to the club till 1, 2 a.m. and then go back to her homegirl's house and just fucking kick it and eat. And she passes out. I don't care. If this is a regular thing where every fucking Saturday.
He said every time she goes home.
But he said that's
they said they both from there and rarely she goes by herself without him. If that happens a few times, like you really think she's doing something? You think she's trying to fuck old boy from freshman year? Like, what do we? Like,
listen. It ain't got nothing to do with that because women could fuck in the daytime too. If they
I was just about to say, if she fucking is during the daytime and it at 5 a.m. when she drunk with her.
So it's not even that. I'm just saying it's a respect thing because if he was walking in the crib at 5, 6 in the morning, she would have a problem with that.
We don't know that.
Come on, man. Cut the shit. Women have a problem. You walk in the house, you get off at 5, you need to be home at 5:03.
What kind of women are you dating?
Women in America. American women is who I'm dating. Yes. If you have a
revolution will be televised.
If you have a time that you get off work, if you get off of work at 5 and you ain't home by 8 and you didn't tell your spouse like, yo, I got plans, I'm stopping. What you talking about? 8 p.m. and you ain't home, your phone is ringing. Yo, where you at?
But you're proving my point more of like, if this is a consistent thing or some weird shit, if she once or twice a year goes back home without you and hangs out with her high school friends, whatever the fuck, and they go out, why would you think your girl doing that if she's consistently trustworthy the entire time?
No, but
if she has some weird shit,
he's saying
you caught her talking to somebody from back then, like, then there's some different factors in there.
Yeah, but you're missing what he's saying. He's just saying to be out that late. He's like, yo, like.
Define out.
Not in your bed.
Is this his daughter?
It's his girl. Like, it's his fiance. He just like, yo, it's 6 a.m. Why are you not in the house, in bed?
If she is asleep, if she is in bed with her best friend from fucking, because she's talking about going back home from this big, yeah, go ahead. Sleep with your fucking homegirl in her bed. I don't care. The fuck?
So nice.
And you also are like, they don't live there. So where's she supposed to stay? The whole
that shit sound good coming from him. That sound good. He ain't gonna be smart.
Rory be happy when his bitch leave him alone.
Matter of fact, you stay the week. All right, but if she's going there, she's probably either staying with her parents or family or staying with her friends. Like, so what's the big, if she out till 6 a.m. and the clubs close at 1, what the fuck is you doing? If you out champing Black and Miles,
if she's out till 6 in the club,
then I'm gonna wonder what's going on. But if you back with your friends and you left the club at 1 and y'all are just at the crib being drunk, stupid, and laughing and like pass out, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to sleep. You think I'm waiting up at 6 a.m.? If you think your girl's cheating, that's a different thing. But if you trust your girl,
he just podding right now. That's all. He don't believe that.
Chatting.
No, I'm not. I'm telling you exactly.
No, I believe Maul ain't let his bitch stay out past
till 6 in the morning. Nah, don't do that because I'm not that guy. But till 6 a.m., you bugging the fuck out. Because we could both play the 6 a.m. game, and I promise you, I'm a vet.
Maul, I'm not. The
shit I could do from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. I'm a legend.
Hold on.
I'll be
Sometimes you just go to Dairy Queen with your friends and go the fuck to sleep.
No, that's gay shit. I'll be in motherfucking. I could go from Beverly Hills to Tarzana back. I could do a bunch of shit from 8 p.m.
This sounds like some fucking hometown.
Hold on,
Middle America shit.
Yeah, that's where the niggas is at. Back home.
Maul, but this is the thing. Maul,
you threatened by them? No offense.
I'm threatened by any nigga that if my girl is out till 6 a.m. with her single, and they single for a reason.
Oh, that's such bullshit.
And you acting like every single chick is fucking. Like,
that's such bullshit.
I'm not saying every chick is fucking. I'm just saying chicks get fucked.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
I'm not disagreeing there.
I'm not saying every chick is fucked.
I'm not a virgin.
I would never speak for every girl.
No, I've had sex before. I know.
I would never speak for every woman. But women be out here fucking.
No, I'm aware that women
fuck.
All right,
so let's
I've met them. We've had sex.
Now, what I'm saying is, if your girl is out till 6 a.m., I just want to know what y'all doing till 6 a.m.
Well, I can chime in. This is, as the woman in the room, I can chime in as the woman who is from a small town and who goes home and often don't be getting home till like 4 a.m. When you're with your like homegirls and you're like, her hometown, she probably running around in jeans and sneakers, probably pissy drunk because she know the area, she feels safe, she's around a bunch of people she knows, she's having fun. They probably doing dumb shit, waiting in the fucking McDonald's line, drunk, twerking out the fucking window, trying to get cold ass McDonald's.
My fiance don't need to be doing that.
Why?
My fiance don't need to be out till 6
once or
a.m.
twice
drunk,
a year, like
twerking in McDonald's.
if she does that every Saturday, then we have a conversation. But like, though, she can't have one fucking night with her friends from back home.
Of course,
also,
she can.
your fiance will probably be a different age than his fiance. He sounds a little younger than you, so his fiance is probably in her 20s, maybe early 30s. Like, if she's out, goes home every once in a while, once or twice a year, and gets super drunk with her friends having fun, that's what girls do.
Yeah,
I'm not saying she can't hang out with her girls and get drunk and have fun. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he's saying that this is something that seems to be happening every time she goes home. So there's a pattern here.
Not a lot. It's a few times.
What are y'all doing till 6 a.m. every time you go back home? Why is it you out till 6 a.m. every time you go back home?
I know you're iller than us, and like any chick that sees you, like she fucking. But like not every girl just goes out and just like fucks a dude.
But who?
Like sometimes girls just go out and like.
Why you keep saying fucking? I've never said she was fucking anybody. I never said that.
It's recorded.
I said she fucked somebody.
No, you said women be fucking though.
Yeah.
Cause women be fucking. What the fuck are we talking about in here?
Yeah, small, but
like some women really just go out and go home,
and some women really go out and get fucked and go back home.
So
why
am I assuming that
my fiance that doesn't do that often is now doing that?
Do you think that that's what his fiance is doing?
I think that he feels like something is going on. I'm not saying he feels like his fiance is fucking, but he called here. He called me.
I'm sorry.
He called me.
Josh, stop giggling.
He called me and asked the question. So let me give him some advice.
Some concern here because he did call.
Clearly some concern. This shit came on my desk.
I think what his call.
Like y'all acting like I'm just.
You put these papers
in
here.
He sent the facts.
His call is, do you think it's inappropriate? His call was never that he thinks something's going on.
That's why I never said that. That's why I never said
it's inappropriate for a woman in a relationship to be doing.
Yes, it is.
That's what he thinks.
It's inappropriate for a woman in a relationship to be out till 6 a.m.
If it happens more than three times a year, more than twice a year, I think that it's. I'll say 3 times. I think that it's inappropriate. If she's coming home past 3-4 o'clock more than 3 times a year, I think that it might be inappropriate because that shows a pattern. But if it happens every once in a while she's with her girls, you know what she's doing. You got the location. She's calling you. You don't know. He probably knows what his chick doing.
He called here because he don't know what his girl is doing.
No, that's not what he did. He never said he didn't know what she was doing. He just said that she was out late. For example, Alex, y'all know Alex. Y'all have met my best friend Alex. Alex is in a loving, healthy relationship. I had Alex at Sahara East till 4 o'clock in the morning.
And her man don't like you.
No, he loves me because he has her location. He sees she at Sahara. Now, usually we leave Sahara about 12 o'clock, right? We're never at Sahara till 4. But it was just one of them nights we was just chilling. Like we didn't pay attention to how far along the time was. So at 4, he texted her, was like, all right, it's time for you to get your ass home. She did not get in trouble. He was not mad. It was nothing like that.
We adults, but I'm just saying,
it was nothing like that. It was just like, okay, girl, it's time for you to come home. But he knows what she was doing, where she at, who she's with. Because that's a safety issue. That's the first thing I thought. Your girl out till 6 a.m. Where is she at? Do you have her location?
Yeah, because it's not so much about the girl. I don't know who you with. I don't know who they invited. So I don't know who's around. Like if it's guys around, I don't know.
He never said that.
I can't vouch for them. He said it's probably guys around. He said that.
If you're getting engaged, you at least have a pretty good grasp on her friend group and which friends are which. I'll even speak to when I was engaged. You're saying 3 times a year is crazy. If we're in New York City, if you stay out till 5 a.m. 3 times, I don't think that's crazy. Even
that ain't shit in New York.
It's same as with Noelle. I know she. Yeah, I don't want to get in an Uber with some creepy fucking guy or get on the train. Go fucking crash there. Y'all going to the bar till 2 a.m. and then going to her crib in Brooklyn. Stay there. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, I didn't even tell y'all what
Rory I don't think that's crazy at all.
I didn't even tell y'all how Rory had me out till 4 o'clock in the morning.
Facts.
You know what? Never mind. No, recently, but we ain't even gonna talk about it. I completely forgot about that to tell them all. Completely forgot. Rory had me in a rappers section at Starlet's at 4 o'clock in the motherfucking morning.
Oh man, nasty times.
Who
didn't want to do it? You single though, so that's cool.
I didn't want to do it. You fucking convinced me. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. I was about to go home, but you were my ride to Jersey. Rory, don't fucking lie. I did not want to do that shit.
Nah, Rory lying. He be wanting to go sit with rappers and Starlets.
I didn't even know that. I didn't even say a word. I didn't know who the rapper was. Deadass.
So y'all was in a rapper section and neither one of y'all knew who the rapper was?
I knew the rapper was. I don't know. I was with Justice. Like, I was with Justice. Bro.
Shout out to Justice.
Justice ain't no rapper?
No.
No, but like... They signed Gucci Gang, whatever, like that whole shit.
Oh.
I don't. You think I wanted to go there because of him?
Oh, but if you
no,
were
it's with Justice and Amber.
That's different. Justice that's family.
Yeah,
that's different. I thought you were saying like y'all just went to some rapper section. And
No,
ew, no.
I don't move
drove
like that.
in my car.
Okay, so yeah, that's cool.
4 a.m. No. This my second 4 a.m. night with Rory.
All right. So now, if you had a boyfriend, do you think he would have had a problem with that?
Yes, because of where I was.
Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. We don't know where his fiance was at.
That's because you're gay.
I guarantee you his fiance was not in a rapper's section at Starlet's.
Even okay,
You want to cuss me out because at 4 a.m.
fiance would have been mad because you would have fucked one of the strippers.
What if his fiance was with one of her girls that be with rappers in their sections till 6 a.m?
If it was that, he would have said that. I fully believe he would have said that. I don't think it's that.
He don't trust one of them friends. He knows something about one of them friends.
That might be. I'm not fighting
that. With that.
Yeah, he knows something about one of them girls.
He's accepted that his girl has a past, and they did some missions, and she still be around him.
One of them girls probably licked her pussy before, like when they was in high school, college. You know, it'd be that type of shit. You know, y'all be licking each other pussy sometimes. Y'all be licking each other pussy on the friendly head tip. Like, I'm gonna give her a friendly little lick.
And I be into that.
Girls do that. Y'all do that. We don't never talk about that, Demaris.
Why are you talking to me?
No, I'm just saying as women. We don't never talk about the women that like had a gay experience like one time with they best friend, like in high school or college. Like,
but what does that have to do with anything though?
Because he probably know about it.
Okay, but that
so he over there think his girl getting licked like a motherfucking stamp till 6 a.m.
Just send me the video.
Yeah, just because it ain't a guy don't mean a girl. She ain't over there having a gay experience. Yeah.
Please stop calling it a gay experience.
I'm just saying, because if my girl tell me, yo, in college one night, me and my homegirl went out and, you know, girls go to the bathroom together and she came in the store with me and I was using the bathroom and then she basically forced herself down on me, like licked me a little bit. I don't want my fiance spending the night at that girl out now just because we adults now. I'll never forget you ate my girl out, my nigga. Like, nah, we ain't doing that.
Complete side note.
She can't come to the birthday dinner?
Nah, fuck. No, she can come to the birthday dinner, but every time you go home, you're not just staying out her crib.
We're not sharing a glass.
Yeah, she want to fuck you. Like, just because she ain't a man don't mean she don't want to fuck you. Yeah, she want just because it's gay. That's supposed to be like, yo, go ahead, go over there and just let y'all bump pussies all night. Nah, fam.
But we've had this debate before. That bothers you. That doesn't bother me.
What?
The bumping of the pussy.
Yeah, just send me the video.
Nah, you tripping. Not letting my girl.
I will say, we need to get rid of this New York arrogance that we have. Because at one of the spots in New Orleans, they was bumping pussies in the bathroom. And I got like nervous. I thought New York, we have seen everything. They just fucking each other in bathrooms like in New Orleans.
So you got nervous at that. But
you never fucked in a New York bathroom?
Licked.
Absolutely.
He's crazy.
Why am I crazy?
He was scared of the bathroom. Two random
It wasn't
strangers.
my girl.
Exactly.
I had to pee.
Bumping pussies. He's scared of that, but he cool with his girl getting licked.
It wasn't my girl bumping pussies in the bathroom.
So you would have been okay with that?
In the bathroom? No.
Oh, go back to the hotel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Production.
Or the house, like, you know, the germs that are on this fucking sink.
Germaphobe, my bad.
Production has
you got an open wound. Because a vagina at the end of the day is an open wound. You bumping pussies on like...
It's not an open wound. It's an open wound.
It's so fucking stupid.
A wound?
It's the entry to your body.
It's the entry to where life
comes back out.
So your asshole.
So don't put that nasty ass fucking back bar germs and rub it together. That's all.
Okay.
But if you do, send me the video.
Got it.
Production has just informed me that the caller has an EDU email, and production is assuming that they're probably young and fresh out of college.
Oh, you shouldn't have got engaged.
I'm telling you, man, he knows something about his girl's friends, man.
No, he don't know anything yet because he got
does.
engaged with an EDU email.
He knows. He knows something. He ain't give us all the info, but he knows something.
But some men also, I feel like sometimes there's a spoken rule of your girl shouldn't do this, your girl shouldn't do that, your girl shouldn't do this, your girl shouldn't do that. So I think he was mainly calling to say, I don't think that anything is going on, but just is this appropriate, right? Because you could not think your girl's cheating on you and just think that some things are inappropriate. And I think that's what he was calling for. Like, yo, because if you say to somebody, yeah, my fiance was out till 5 a.m., they're like, what the fuck's she doing? But in reality, what's really going on is nothing wrong, but just by standards, that sounds crazy. It sounds crazy that your fiance is out till 5 a.m. But anytime I've ever been out till 5 a.m., I was like, if I'm doing some shit I have no business doing, whether I'm in a relationship or single, it ain't happening at 5 a.m. If I'm still out at 5 a.m., like I'm out with my friends, usually in the McDonald's line, trying to get a smoothie and nuggets and twerking out the sunroof drunk. That's usually what's happening at 5 a.m. with women. Just be honest.
But
or
that's
at
usually
5
what's happening at 5 a.m. with you. Don't say with women. That's what you doing at 5.
Don't point at me like that.
Because I've known what some women have been doing at 5 a.m. because I was doing it with them.
Oh, my bad. Shit.
Exactly.
My bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
Even when I was young, like 5 a.m., 6 a.m., who's fucking at that time?
See, you never fucked at 5 a.m.?
He definitely fucked at 5
All
a.m.
right then. So that's who's fucking you.
But I will say, anytime it's been club related or going out, that's why I preferred every city but New York. The shit ends at 2 o'clock. If we shutting down a spot at 4 a.m. and then we grabbing food, the sun coming up, I'm going to fuck to sleep. No, even when I'm 23 years old.
No, I'm
going to sleep, dog.
You gonna fuck for 5 minutes.
If you going to sleep, it's because if you going to sleep, it's
because
because
for 5 minutes and roll over and go to sleep. Like it's not even worth.
If you going to sleep after being
now I gotta
out
wake up
all
and this
night
chick is in my house
with a girl, it's because she shut the fact down and I'm not fucking you tonight. But you ain't tell her to go home. You trying to fuck?
Like it.
Yeah, you trying to fuck?
Yeah, I'm not saying I had a conscious brain.
There you go. That's all I'm saying. Somebody trying to fuck your girl at 5, 6 in the morning.
Well, sir,
there's going to be somebody trying to fuck your girl for the rest of her life.
Then that's why you need to have your ass in the house.
That means that you should
niggas
trust
get drunker and hornier as the night goes.
All right, so the guy handed her fucking McNuggets. That's what you pressed about? No offense to anyone that works.
If your girl would cheat on you at 5 a.m., she would cheat on you at 12 o'clock.
That's what I'm saying. Like just because she's in line,
as long as you have her location, it doesn't happen often. And y'all are still like semi-young. Y'all don't have any kids. Y'all don't.
Why y'all big on this location shit?
What you mean? Because
as long as you have a location. I know a girl that her man got her location and she fucking wherever she at.
Oh no.
So why y'all hanging this hat?
He has the Yelp map of everything.
Yeah, like why y'all hanging your hat on? As long as you got the location,
I'm not saying that
they will fuck right where that dot is at.
Oh no. And also, remember I came on here when we was at Sirius and I found out that the girls be putting their location on their laptop or iPad that they leave in the crib off their phone. So they'll keep their iMessage on their laptop
as long as
their
you got the location
looks like it's there.
Yeah,
but they'll go out. So yeah, that location shit. That means nothing to me either.
Okay, my point is, if she isn't fucking, if you trust that she isn't fucking, like you know for a fact she isn't fucking, my point is, do you have her location for safety reasons? Because what I'm assuming, again, is he's just thinking that this is inappropriate. I don't think that he thinks
that's
that
my
she's
fiance.
cheating.
I need to know where she's at.
Exactly. So you know where she's at due to safety reasons. That's why I think it's important to have the location, not because it's stopping her from fucking.
Okay. Nah, because it was just sounding like y'all was parlaying that together. Like,
no, that
as long as you got the location, she good. She ain't doing nothing.
No, you can.
That's what it read like. It read like you was trying to say, "Yo, he got her location." Like she.
No,
ain't
I meant like for safety.
Okay.
Anytime I fucked, it's been at a location.
Every time I fucked, I was.
It's been a location.
I was somewhere. I could have been located. I'm glad
it was a location.
I'm glad they didn't hit that door though.
Wasn't in the Matrix.
Yeah,
no, I was at a location.
Just lock the door.
A location.
You got to get a hotel that's next to the Waffle House.